There's guys out there who start coding, but they put in a half-assed effort. They jump from resource to resource, and as soon as one resource gets hard, they drop it like a hot potato and they move on to another resource. Whereas there's other guys out there who work hard, they know the tried and tested resources, so they go ahead and use those, right? And soon enough, they get a remote, nice paying job with good work life balance. I'm going to talk about what I think is the difference here and how we can be in the latter group. Without further ado, let's dive into it. I remember clearly when I first started coding. I was like laying down in my bed, my laptop's open, I'm like typing away, right? I believe I was at Free Code Camp. And I was going through the HTML and CSS modules. And those were easy. So I was like, I don't know why people keep saying this coding stuff is hard. This stuff is a joke, right? Until I got to JavaScript. And when I got to JavaScript, I was learning about, for loops, and my mind was just done. I didn't understand a single word of it, right? I was ready to bang my head against the wall, and I'm looking around me. Of course, I'm just in my room, and there is no one there to help, right? This leads me to the first point I want to make before we even jump into any resources, which is get a computer science degree if you have the time and money for it. I can't believe how disrespected degrees are sometimes when I read the stuff online, right? Not just computer science degrees, but degrees in general. College is a scam, bro. You're going to debt for free, bro. It's like you don't get any value from college, bro. Like, don't take that thought, throw out the window. All right? We don't listen to those people, right? College is not a scam. Look, there's a million and one benefits to college. I'm just going to list out a few, right? One, you're going to be surrounded by peer network. That's going to help you in this situation, like what I was in when you don't understand something. But also in the future, when they get hired at a company you want to work at. You got referral opportunities. Like, it's just a great network to have, right? B, you've got instructors there who can help you. C, just being surrounded by like-minded people is a huge benefit that people tend to undervalue. And D, like a computer science degree, is a valid credential that still holds a lot more value than any boot camp certification or any Udemy certificate anyway, right? So these are not useless things. So I understand not everyone will have the time and money for it, and fair enough, right? But if you have the time and money, I highly, highly, highly recommend going the computer science degree route, right? Internships is another major reason why degrees are very valuable. You get an opportunity to get your foot in the door. And it's a lot simpler to get your foot in the door through an internship opportunity than it is to have no experience and shoot straight for full-time opportunities, right? All right, now the next thing I remember is I was doing my computer science degree. I was doing it online, so I didn't really have like a support network and all these things. So I was doing it online. And on the side, I was trying to build projects as well because my only goal was to just get hired as soon as possible. If I got hired earlier, I would have just quit my degree, right? So I'm looking online, all these resources, project-based resources, and there's so many, right? Like, I'm scrolling through Google, and there's like a million and one of them. So I'm overwhelmed because I don't know which one to choose. So the point I want to make here is what constitutes a good resource, because there's so many resources to choose from. It's just information overload. So what constitutes a good resource? Which one should we pick, right? Well, I'm going to leave some resources in the description which I think are good, either because I've used them myself or generally in the industry that have a good reputation. But the long and short of it is good resources have you build things, right? If the resource you're using is holding your hand every step of the way, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with hand holding. We all need it, of course. I've followed tutorials even from start to end. You still learn from that. But if the resource you're using is holding your hand every step of the way and not having you deal with ambiguity, not having to deal with having you deal with unknowns, that's a problem, right? That's a problem. You're going to be dealing with a lot of ambiguity on the job. You'll be dealing with a lot of unknowns on the job. And if you're not used to that, you're going to have to learn it on the job. And if you don't learn it on the job, I truly think you'll have a bad time, right? So dealing with ambiguity is a must. Don't worry if, that sounds overwhelming right now. Trust me, you can do it. I was bad at it as well, and I've been able to do it just fine in my career. So if that sounds overwhelming, don't worry, but just realize this is a necessary skill to have. And these resources that have you build projects and kind of let go of your hand for a while, they still help you, but they make you figure things out on your own. That's very valuable experience for on the job, which is why these are, solid resources. Now, another thing that I want to kind of touch on before we end this video is people say, oh, just do boot camp, bro. It's like, why would you waste your time with college or self-taught? Just do boot camp. Like, no, take that thought, throw it out the window. We don't listen to those people. They're putting a train of thought on us that's not going to serve us in the long run. Look, boot camps charge you what, like 10 to 20K to teach you literally some of the, not even some, most of the Udemy courses that I'll put in the description. They're going to teach you either as much as boot camps or more for like $10, $20, right? Whereas boot camps want to charge you like 10K to 20K, right? So when it comes to actual content, there is absolutely zero reason to go to a boot camp. The content they're teaching you, I can 100% confidently say you can learn from a $10 to $20 Udemy course. Now, where boot camps will shine, we got to give credit where credit is due. Again, you have like-minded people around you. That actually is super valuable. I think it's a lot easier to stick with something when you see people around you doing it and you kind of have that energy around you rather than you doing it alone, right? And also, they do try to help you, at least if it's a reputable boot camp, they do try to help you get your foot in the door and help you get that first job, right? So there's value there. What I would personally recommend if you're going to drop 10 to 20K, just sign up for a computer science degree. Do it for a little bit. Take a semester or 2 semester and learn on your own on the side as well. That way you're getting that networking opportunity. You're working towards a real credential. And who knows, maybe you'll like us. You'll be like, oh, I actually want to do the full degree. It's a real recognized credential. You have solid people around you who are going to help you out. And you're also going to have mentorship and such. You're going to have people assisting you with getting that first opportunity, that internship opportunity. And the worst case scenario is if you don't like the CS degree, just stick with it and do the same thing you would have done otherwise. Apply on the side, build projects on the side, and once you get that first job, just quit your CS degree, right? You don't have to finish it. But the reason I put so much emphasis on it is because all these other certificates, there's like 1,000,001 certificates online now, right? And they're worth borderline nothing. And borderline is giving them too much credit, I feel. They really are worth nothing. And yet people call CS degrees a scam, right? A CS degree is a valid, accredited credential, right? It holds value. Now, the last thing I want to touch on before I end this video is say, be kind to yourself throughout this process. This is not an easy process whatsoever. And I hope I didn't make it seem like that throughout this video, right? If we look at my background, I failed multiple high school courses. I didn't graduate high school on time. I failed a college course, was a super, super average college student. And the whole time, like I pivoted from a criminology degree into computer science. The whole time thoughts are going on in my mind. Can I do this? Will I even be able to do this? Am I smart enough to do this? Right? And my progress was, okay, I started my CS degree December of 2019, and I got a 6-figure job offer August of 2021. But in between that whole time, I made either no money or slightly above minimum wage, right? So sometimes it's hard to see the fruits of your labor, right? So I can understand it can be demotivating because all this time I was like, okay, I'm making no money. Oh, 6-figure job offers. It's exponential, right? It wasn't linear. So day by day, it can get tough. It can seem like you're making no progress. And it can be disheartening. It really can be. Take the breaks you need. Take the time you need. This isn't a sprint where you need a 6-figure job 2 weeks from now. So create a realistic timeline. Stay focused. Work hard. I'm confident you can do it. It is going to be difficult, but the juice is worth the squeeze. I went from commuting 1 hour 30 minutes to a customer service job where people are yelling at me all day, and commuting 1 hour 30 minutes back just to get paid a little bit above minimum wage. I went from that to a 6-figure role at a remote job with good work-life balance where I actually get paid well, right? So the juice is worth the squeeze. All right, keep working hard. Now I just want you to imagine for a second. Imagine you take this advice, you run with it, and day by day your money is growing, right? So now you're at a position where you're actually making good money like you always wanted. You're in a job where you have great work-life balance. Now you have money and time to support your family, but you also have money and time to go out and do some fun things, go out with your friends, go out on dates. Because I didn't even have money to go out with my friends or go out on dates, right? I had to borrow that from my parents, right? So imagine now that you have the money to do that. You can enjoy life, you can travel, you can support your family, you can do all these things. And if you're in a similar position to me where customers are yelling at you all day, you don't have to deal with that shit anymore. Right? Imagine that. And that's the path you're on. Hey, keep working hard. I believe in you, but frankly, what I believe doesn't matter. What you believe matters. So I hope you believe in yourself too. And that's all I got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Ultimately, I want this to be our positive little community where we help each other, support each other, and help each other get to the next level in life. So please come join the community. I'll leave my Instagram, TikTok somewhere here. Please do support there as well. Please do like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to you later. Peace.